I'm Justin Hunter, the founder of Hexawise. I created Hexawise to test software more efficiently and effectively. Using Hexawise, software testers input values they're interested in testing, and this could be anything: hardware or software configuration options, different user types, data ranges, and really just about anything else a tester could think of. And from those inputs, Hexawise creates an efficient set of tests that are scientifically selected to maximize coverage in as few tests as possible. And users can graph the coverage achieved throughout their Hexawise-generated test plans. Using Hexawise will help almost anyone who's involved in testing any type of software, from unit testing to user acceptance testing, in two ways. First, because Hexawise automates some parts of the test design process, Hexawise will reduce the amount of time it takes to identify and document test cases. Users frequently see 30 to 40% reductions here. Second, Hexawise generates more efficient and effective test cases than people can generate on their own. Test plans created using Hexawise often result in more than twice as many defects found per tester hour. Why is this? When testers identify test cases by hand, their test cases often include unintentional repetition, in which the same things are tested multiple times, as well as accidental gaps in coverage, which result in important combinations of values never getting tested. Hexawise creates more efficient and effective sets of tests by using advanced algorithms to eliminate repetition, close gaps, and maximize coverage as efficiently as possible. It's commonly understood that when an application has 4 separate steps, and each of those steps has 5 possible values, a tester wanting to test every possible combination would need to test 625 separate test cases. That's a pretty trivial example. Usually, of course, software testers face much more complexity. Now let's explore how Hexawise could create tests for the Google Maps Get Directions functionality to see a more typical example. And while Google Maps is, of course, a web-based application, it's worth pointing out that these same kinds of combinatorial explosions occur in all types of software applications, regardless of whether or not they're web-based. In this case, there are more than 6 trillion possible test cases. That's more than 1 million testers working full-time could manually execute in a lifetime. Hexawise offers a very simple and very effective solution to exactly this kind of combinatorial explosion. Now let's look at the 3 main screens of Hexawise and demonstrate how easy it is to use. First, let's input the things we'll want to test. Once we're comfortable with our inputs, we'll click the Create Tests button. Hexawise then generates a set of intelligently identified tests designed to maximize coverage of the interactions between every value we're testing in as few tests as possible. Every single pair of input values will be tested together in at least one test case. What does that mean? Well, to make it concrete, let's look at the implications of that on testing any of the features being tested, say the Show Photos features. Not only would you be testing that it worked, you would also be confirming that the feature worked with each of the browser types, that it worked as it should whether or not JavaScript was enabled, that it worked as it should in all 3 modes of transportation, and so on. The feature works with every single input value in the plan. The same complete pairwise coverage would be true for any other value that you selected, say the Avoid Toll Roads option. How many of the 6.5 trillion possible test cases are required to achieve complete two-way coverage? It turns out Hexawise only requires 37 cases to achieve complete two-way coverage of every single feature, as well as every single data range and hardware and software configuration. Hexawise automatically identifies these for you in a matter of seconds. Multiple studies have shown that achieving this kind of complete two-way coverage, assuming you've entered the right input values, will find approximately 85% of the defects within the application you're testing. This approach is extremely efficient and effective, and if it all seems could be true, it's also very easy and straightforward to test this out for yourself and compare it to your current methods with a simple proof-of-concept pilot that could take as little as a day. Many initially skeptical people have been shocked by the results of those kinds of proof-of-concept pilots. Sometimes more thorough testing is required than the two-way coverage described here. In that case, simply select a three-way solution, or a four-way solution, or even a mixed-strength solution that would allow you to select several areas of the application to receive relatively more thorough testing coverage than the other areas. The third main screen of Hexawise provides the coverage analysis chart for your test plan. And these coverage charts can be used to make informed decisions about how much testing is enough. I hope this introductory video has piqued your interest and made it clear that Hexawise is useful for all phases of software testing, to test all kinds of software applications, web-based or otherwise, and that it is very straightforward to use. A short video like this can't cover all the features of Hexawise, so please take a minute now to sign up for a free trial to Hexawise to check it out for yourself. Thank you.